Okay, a lot of you guys have asked how I power all of this, how I keep it all running all the time, what power supplies I use and whatnot. So I thought I would just make a quick video to show you guys the answers to those questions. That whole wall is powered off of these three power supplies right here. They're all made by a company called Tripp. I have two 60 amp models and one 40 amp model, as you can see, and with space for growth. I also have a little 12 amp model down here who does nothing but that school bus stop sign up there. That's it. But these three do the whole Lightbar wall. I wired these two outlets. These are actually two separate 20s. This is a 20 amp circuit and this is a 20 amp circuit wired directly to my breaker panel outside. They don't share power with any of this stuff or anything else in the garage. It's basically just dedicated to these three power supplies. So anyways, got all that wired up here and goes through this junction box that I made, goes up the wall. Here's a little access panel for, running the wires through. Goes up the wall, over the ceiling, to the ceiling hatch over here, which you can't see up there because it's too dark, but up there are some grounding bars. There's a set for each power supply. So each 60 amp has a positive and a negative, and the 40 amp has a positive and a negative, so there's 6 total. Some of these bars, like the B-Link, the Vector, a couple other ones, that MX strobe there. Some of those are low voltage bars. They go by relay, so there's a main positive and a negative, and then there's all the other positives that trip the relays. The ones that have main lugs, I just wired them straight up there, so the power goes straight up, and then the little ones for the control go to this box. The rest of them, the positive comes down. So up here, right above the arrow, you see those two J boxes. That's where all the power goes in and out to those grounding bars. It comes down and into this little custom box that I built that holds all my switches. I'm already out of room. As you can see, I've got that one smart siren just laying in there. And I actually have, once I get this bar up on the wall, I will have run out of switches. So I'll probably rebuild this and tighten up the space between those shelves to add more. But anyways, basically what it is all of these are split between the different power supplies. So I want to say that these two are on one of the 60s. Actually, I think all 4 of these are on one of the 60s. These two are on one of the 40s, or on the 40 amp. And then all 5 of these are on the other 60 amp unit. Obviously, I can't run every single bar at the same time, although I can run at least one attribute of every single light at the same time. So like, maybe just the flashers, or, on the strobe, like on that 9000, I can run the 9000, or just alley lights or something. So I can turn on one thing, sometimes 2 things of every single bar at the same time, but I can't turn on every bar. This is a mess inside because I was working on it earlier, so mind the mess, but this opens up like this so I can get to it. And then you see more of these lacing bars in here. You see one there. There's another one there. I'm not sure if you can see that. Another one there. Those are the 3 positives. So that's a 60 amp lead. That's another 60, and this is the 40. And then the negatives are down here, 60, 60, 40. So I wired all there, and then the controllers, as you can see, wired directly to that. So I'm essentially sending one 12-volt signal to this little bar, and then using the other outputs of it, splitting it to all the different controllers. So that's how I'm able, man, it looks like a mess right now. That's how I'm able to control everything, or have everything wired up at the same time without it being an issue. So there's that. I would recommend these guys. I haven't had really any issues with them. The only issue I ever have is when I turn on the 60 amp ones. They're so powerful that sometimes they trip the breaker just turning the power on when I flip that switch, so I have to go reset the breaker. But, it is what it is. So yeah, that's how I power my collection. If you have any questions, let me know.